The COVID-19 pandemic reshaped how we work, launching a massive experiment in remote employment across the U.S. Now, years later, companies and workers are asking a critical question. Is the traditional office on its way out? With hybrid models, fully remote jobs, and digital nomad lifestyles gaining traction, the workplace is evolving fast. In this segment, we'll explore whether the office is becoming obsolete or simply being reimagined for a new era of work. Today, we will talk about the future of remote work in the U.S. Will offices die out? So before we start, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. 1. A paradigm shift in the American workplace. The COVID-19 pandemic in 2020 initiated a seismic shift in how Americans approach work. Suddenly, millions of workers transitioned from office buildings to home offices, dining tables, and kitchen counters. While remote work had existed prior, particularly in the tech sector, it was often viewed as a luxury or a niche offering. However, as companies like Twitter, Google, and Facebook announced indefinite work from home policies during the height of the pandemic, it became clear that remote work was no longer a temporary solution. The rise of collaboration tools such as Zoom, Slack, Microsoft Teams, and cloud-based platforms allowed for seamless communication and workflow continuity. A McKinsey survey found that 58% of Americans had the option to work remotely at least one day a week in 2022. 2. Economic incentives driving remote work. From an economic standpoint, remote work presents numerous benefits for both employers and employees. Employers have discovered significant cost savings by downsizing or eliminating office spaces. Commercial real estate expenses, once seen as fixed costs, have become flexible. Employees, on the other hand, save money on commuting, eating out, and professional attire. A study by Global Workplace Analytics estimated that a typical U.S. employee working remotely half the time could save over $4,000 annually, while employers could save $11,000 per remote worker. The savings stem from reduced absenteeism, increased productivity, and decreased office maintenance costs. Furthermore, smaller companies have gained access to a wider talent pool by hiring nationally instead of competing locally. Cities with high costs of living, like San Francisco and New York, are now facing competition from more affordable areas, leading to potential shifts in economic development and urban planning. 3. Shifting employee preferences. Perhaps the strongest force pushing remote work forward is the preference of the workforce itself. Surveys consistently show that a majority of employees favor flexible work arrangements. A Pew Research Center study in 2023 revealed that 60% of workers with jobs that can be done remotely would prefer to work from home most or all of the time. This preference is driven by factors such as better work-life balance, reduced stress, increased family time, and greater autonomy. Notably, the younger generations, millennials and Gen Z, are particularly inclined toward flexible and remote work. They view physical offices as optional, not essential. For many, remote work is a non-negotiable part of job satisfaction, even trumping salary in some cases. This shift in mindset challenges employers to adapt or risk losing talent. 4. Technological foundations for remote work. The sustainability of remote work is rooted in the rapid advancement of digital technologies. Cloud computing, cybersecurity innovations, project management platforms, and real-time collaboration tools have made virtual offices functional and secure. Tech giants such as Google and Microsoft continue to refine their ecosystems, making remote work more integrated and seamless. Artificial intelligence is increasingly being used to streamline workflows, enhance productivity, and offer insights into team performance. Virtual private networks, VPNs, and zero-trust security frameworks protect sensitive data as teams operate across state lines or international borders. Moreover, innovations in augmented and virtual reality promise to recreate the collaborative spirit of physical offices. Digital whiteboards, immersive video conferencing, and hybrid meeting solutions bridge the gap between remote and in-person teams. 5. Challenges and the push for hybrid models. Despite its advantages, remote work is not without its challenges. Not all industries or roles are suitable for a fully remote model. Healthcare, manufacturing, and hospitality, for example, rely on physical presence. Even within remote suitable roles, issues like digital burnout, isolation, communication breakdowns, and uneven access to technology persist. Many workers report a sense of disconnection from company culture and a lack of career advancement opportunities. For employers, maintaining team cohesion and innovation can be more complex in a fully remote environment. As a result, many companies are adopting hybrid models, a blend of remote and in-office work. Google, Apple, and Amazon, for instance, have encouraged employees to return to offices for at least part of the week. These models aim to combine the benefits of flexibility with the strengths of face-to-face collaboration. 6. Impact on cities and real estate. The growth of remote work is having profound implications for urban centers and commercial real estate. Central business districts that once bustled with office workers are now quieter, with many office buildings partially or entirely vacant. In cities like San Francisco, New York, and Chicago, the demand for commercial office space has dropped significantly, prompting building owners to reconsider how their properties are used. Some are exploring conversions into residential units, co-working spaces, or mixed-use developments. Meanwhile, suburban and rural areas are seeing a resurgence, as remote workers relocate in search of affordability, space, and quality of life. This decentralization is reshaping public transit use, local economies, and housing markets. Cities must adapt their infrastructure and policies to reflect this shift, potentially reimagining zoning laws, broadband access, and urban planning. 7. Legal and policy considerations. As remote work becomes more common, new legal and regulatory challenges are emerging. Tax implications for workers and businesses across state lines are a growing concern. Employers must navigate a complex web of labor laws, minimum wage requirements, and benefits mandates that vary by jurisdiction. Compliance becomes more difficult when employees live and work in different states from where a company is headquartered. Moreover, cybersecurity and data privacy laws are evolving to address risks associated with remote access and information sharing. The U.S. Department of Labor is beginning to reevaluate definitions of the workplace, hours worked, and liability issues in remote contexts. Workers' compensation policies may also need revision. On a broader scale, government support for remote work, such as broadband subsidies, work-from-home tax incentives, or investments in digital infrastructure, could become a significant policy agenda. 8. The long-term outlook. So, will offices die out entirely? The answer is nuanced. While it's unlikely that offices will disappear altogether, their role is undoubtedly being redefined. The future of work appears to be neither entirely remote nor entirely office-based, but rather a fluid spectrum that allows for employee autonomy, industry requirements, and organizational goals. Offices may transform into collaboration hubs, used primarily for team building, onboarding, and creative brainstorming rather than day-to-day tasks. Companies may maintain smaller physical footprints or adopt shared workspaces. The emphasis will be on intentional in-person interactions rather than routine presence. As technology, employee preferences, and corporate strategies evolve, flexibility will be the defining feature of the future workplace. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please give it the thumbs up. Leave a comment and click the button to subscribe.